Garen burst into the bank and saw the fire elementals whirling about the bank's interior, sending bright sparks into the air. They danced, seemingly without regard for the intrusion. They laughed maniacally, and where they hovered on the carpets, small fires were beginning to form. If the party didn't act quickly, those fires would begin to spread quickly over the dry wooden furnishings of the bank. Garen and the others piled into the bank and realized it wasn't simply a business, but Ronnick's plush living quarters. A strange blue sigil on the ground at the rear of the building cast an intermittent light. On either side of the building, two strange braziers equally radiated light, one a watery blue, the other fiery red. As the others engaged the elementals, Velistra moved towards the sigil. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a bolt of blue water erupted in a line and hit her squarely in the chest. She flew backward and landed on the floor. A fire elemental appeared out of nowhere next to her and moved over her body, burning her and setting her robes on fire. Welcome to Nosh Solo. And welcome back, everyone, to this episode 2 of the session 3 of the first chapter of Keep on the Borderlands. And my apologies for being so long in delaying posting of new material. Real life has kept me busy, and as well, I've been hosting some games for my regular gaming group, Olympus RPG. First, a correction. In the last episode, I had completely forgotten to add a significant modifier to the warp ability of the fire elementals. Warp requires some preparation in order to work, and if there is no preparation, the penalty is significant. So in this case, when there is no preparation to warp, there's a whopping -10 modifier. So I'm not going to go back and re-roll or retroactively change the combat. No, I'm simply going to go forward here and correct the oversight for the remainder of the battle. So where did we leave off? Velistra had been sent flying across the room after being hit with a water jet, and then a fire elemental did a fiery tap dance on her prostrate body, and she is currently partially on fire. So we start again with Kael's new turn. He had been aiming at Fire Elemental 5, who has conveniently appeared next to him. So should he throw his dagger or now change his aim into a melee attack? I think he's going to toss the dagger and see how well a ranged attack does. So let's continue on here in our combat. I'm going to bring up Kael. And let's see what we've got here for making an attack, shall we? So he's already targeted Fire Elemental small number 5. And if I click on him, the range between the two is 2 yards, and that's going to be a 0 modifier for the throw. There's no AC bonus for a dagger, but he is going to... He's aimed for, he's aimed for 2 turns. So the first turn, he'd get his AC bonus. The second turn, he'd get a +1. So at least we'll give him a +1 for the attack itself. And I think that puts him up to 13. Let's see if he can actually hit the fire elemental. It should be noted that he's attacking from the fire elemental's rear hex, which means that the fire elemental is not going to be able to dodge this or get a defense roll. Let's see how well he does. So, success by 7. So the dagger, it flies from Kael's hand. I guess I could and should have had Kael turn and change his facing as he tossed this dagger. But it hits the fire elemental from the back, and because the fire elemental has injury tolerance, and That tolerance is, let me see, that tolerance is diffuse. Impaling and piercing attacks of any size never do more than 1 hit point of damage, regardless of the penetrating damage. So if I go and drop the damage, oh, and he's got a terrible damage of 1d minus 3 impaling. Haha. What does he do to elemental 5 here? Oh, he does the worst amount of damage possible. So, oh, good grief. The fire elemental. Now, does the fire elemental have any DR? Oh my gosh, it sure does. It's got a DR of, now is that right? Does it have a DR of 10? That seems awfully high. I'm just going to pause things and double check that. Boy, I've been away for a long time. Well, yes, it does, but that is limited to heat or fire. So, with no injury, with no DR against an impaling attack of a dagger, but its injury tolerance is diffuse, that means that a minimum of 1 point of damage is going to get through. So we'll apply that minimum of 1 point of damage. And let's see, that means the fire elemental will be receiving a little shock modifier of -1. There we go. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to carry on down the line here on the combat tracker. I think also, no, that's fine. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. So we come to Penny. Now, Penny had been attacking or looking to attack the fire elemental here, but it warped out. So she is going to actually move down onto this fire elemental down here. So she's going to take a move maneuver and I guess continue to move. It looks like she had moved last turn anyway. She is going to go 1, 2, and she is going to take an aim on this fire elemental here. So yeah, so I'll just have her continue to do a move maneuver, and then she can she'll take an aim on her next turn. Okay, let's move on down to Thalwyn. Now, Thalwyn had moved to this position, and he, I believe, was going to try to take an aim on this fire elemental, but this fire element, or this water elemental, suddenly had made its appearance in attacking Velistra. So I think he is going to take an aim maneuver instead on the water elemental. So I'm going to do that. Now, I instantly have to go back to Penny. So we'll get Thalwyn aiming in a moment. Because of Penny's size modifier of -2, and because there is actual smoke in this room from these fires, Penny is going to have to make a health check to avoid the effects of smoke inhalation. For people who are size mod 0, that smoke inhalation check happens on the 10th second. But because this is now the 5th second that Penny's been in here, she's going to have to make a health check to avoid that smoke inhalation or the effects of smoke inhalation. And I'm just looking at her traits and her abilities here to see if there's anything that she's got to help her ward this off. Unfortunately, I don't think she does. So it's going to be a straight health check for Penny here. And she succeeds by 3, so no problem there. But on the 10th turn, I believe she's going to have to make another check for the smoke inhalation. Okay, with that, I'm going to go back to Thalwyn, And we are going to have him take an aim on the water elemental down here. And so there, I've got him targeted, and we'll just simply strip out the move for an aim maneuver. And there we go. Let's move on to our next actor, and that is Garen up here. So we'll click on Garen. So Garen had successfully attacked the fire elemental that had been in front of him, and then it blipped out over somewhere over here. So Garen is going to have to make a move to try to close distance with a creature. And I think what he's going to do is he is going to try to help out Velistra. So he is going to he'll take a move maneuver for his turn here. And so he will go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Maybe he'll just come this way. 5. And I believe he's got a move of, he's got a move of 4. Okay. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think he can get to about here on his move. Okay, who's next? We've got Sister Haleen of the Emberlight. So Sister Haleen had taken a move maneuver last turn. She is now going to attack this. She's going to attack this fire elemental. And let's see what she can do with her mace. Swing. She's just going to go for a body blow, I think. Success by 3. Okay, so she is technically attacking from a side hex for this fire elemental. So that's going to be a modifier, I believe, of -2 for the fire elemental to dodge. If, however, she does land a blow, it's going to have an effect on her because it has a halo of fire about it, and that can very well wound her if this dodge does not happen. So we'll call up the fire elemental, and we'll take a look at its dodge score, which is 7. It's not going to try to blink out, but it will have a penalty for its dodge. So -2 it is, and we'll adjust that. Let's see if it dodges its attack. Fails by 6. Okay, so let's see how much damage Sister Haleen does to the creature. So Sister Haleen did 6 crushing damage in total, and there is no DR for this attack. However, we've got the diffuse, which means that only 2 points of damage are going to affect this thing. And so, but that's enough from prior damage. That's enough to take it down to 1/3 of its hit points. And so it's going to instantly half its move and dodge. But this halo of flame, what does that do to Sister Haleen? So as Sister Haleen swipes at this thing with the mace, flames writhe up the length of her weapon to her hand and to her arm. And so it's going to do 1d damage to possibly the hand, possibly the arm. I think at this point I'm going to say it's the hand. And let's just see what that does. So now look at this. I have given this thing a level 9 with the halo of flame. So perhaps I actually wanted to make it a little bit, not so much of an automatic thing. Although it does say 1d burning damage to anyone who touches it or whom the elemental touches. So, yeah, you know what? I think I'm not going to have it roll to see if it hits. This is part of its defense. We're going to give 1d burning damage to Sister Haleen. And that's 1 point of burning damage. And even though with the modifier it says minus... now, why is it giving me a -4? That's an odd thing. It doesn't have a modifier into its damage box, as far as I can tell. I'm going to take a look at that again. No, 1d burn. I wonder if I had a -4, unfortunately, somewhere in a mod. So if we take off that 4, let's see. Yeah, it said 1d6 -4. I'm going to just try that again, folks, just to see what happens here. Yeah, that's better. I must have had a -4 on that one earlier. So, how much damage does she take? Well, it should have been 4 points of damage, I believe, with the minus originally from that mistaken -4. I think that 1 point of damage probably got through to Sister Haleen. So I'm just going to look. What has she got for armor here? She has. She's got leather gloves, which have a DR of 2. So if I put the hit location to her hand with the DR of 2, actually no damage gets through on that attack. So her gloves protect her. Okay. All right. Let's carry on down the line. So, and I'm also going to throw a shock modifier onto this creature because Sister Haleen had done 3 points of damage. Actually, with the diffuse injury, it actually was only, I believe, 2 points. So I'm going to give her, or the fire elemental here, a shock of 2. All right. So now we'll keep moving down the line. So Thrumley had been backpedaling away from one of the fire elementals, I believe, and then suddenly it blinked out somewhere behind him. Thrumley is going to actually move on this fire metal here. So his last turn did a move and attack. So he is going to just take a move maneuver and close in on this other fire elemental here. And so Thrumley has a move of, let's see, he's got a move of 4. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Should he convert that to a move and attack? I don't think he is. I think he's just going to move up to this fire elemental. Okay. Moving right along, we've got Velistra. So Velistra, she is prone. She is on fire partially. She's also in shock for -4. So we have to resolve the fire damage of being partially on fire first. That's the first thing we've got to do. So Velistra, first of all, is distracted because she's partially on fire. In order to beat out the flames on her clothes, she's going to have to take a ready maneuver, and she's going to have to make a dex check, although it's going to be at -2 because of her distraction from the fire. She's also got a shock modifier of -4. So I think what she's going to do is try her best to take a ready maneuver and beat this fire out with her hands. So that's what she shall do. So Velistra is going to be at a whopping -6 because of the shock and the distraction of being on fire, for her to try to beat out these flames. And yes, she is prone. She could try to also roll and get the flames out as well, but it still requires a dex check and requires a ready maneuver. So I think she's going to start just by trying to beat out the flames as best she can. And let's see. Maybe she'll make this roll. I doubt it, but here we go. So she fails. So she fails to beat the flames out. She can't quite get her hand where it needs to go. She's also going to take 1d minus 4 burning damage. So we'll do a 1d6 minus 4 on her here. No, that didn't work. All right, let me try that. Just a d6 on a minus 4 here. Oh, of course I did the most. So she takes 2 points of burning damage on top of all of this fun. So, yeah, so we'll just add 2 more points from her 5 to her 7. She's at a third hit points, and her move and dodge are halved. Okay, so that's that for Velistra. Moving right along, we've got the water elemental small down here. So on its last turn, it had attacked Velistra. So what should it do on this turn? I think it's going to look at waiting to see who else is going to try to come close to the sigil and do the same basically attack. So it's going to take a wait maneuver, and if anybody tries to close distance with this thing, the sigil, it's going to hit them with another water blast. You know, I do realize I forgot to put a -1 on Sister Halen's attack on this fire elemental, but she still would have hit even with that modifier. So bear with me, folks. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things here, solo running these games. Okay, who is next? We've got Fire Elemental Small 1. So this creature is itself having some shock. What it's going to do is it is going to turn, and it will try to attack Sister Halen. Even though it does have shock of -2, it's going to try to hit her with a fiery blow. And it is going to be a little more precise in its attack. So Sister Halen has, where does she not have any armor? The face, her arms, her eyes, and her neck. So I think this thing is going to try to hit her weapon arm with a fiery blow. And that also means it's going to have to go into close combat with her. It doesn't have a reach beyond close. So it's going to move into close combat with Sister Halen and try to do a attack against her weapon arm. So that should be a -2 to its attack. So let's see if it lands a blow. And it misses, failed by 4, so it does not connect with her. Okay. Now then, let's continue down the line. And of course, I think I forgot to put in its modifier for shock, so it still didn't hit anything. Okay, so this fire elemental down here, it was doing a weight maneuver. So it was just kind of like lighting the ground beneath it on fire. So it's going to continue to do just that. Which brings us to this fire elemental here, who is going to continue to stand here trying to start this, this ground on fire. But if it is attacked, of course, it's going to defend itself. And that brings us to, oh yes, we've got a fire elemental down here who again is just doing a weight, trying to start the ground on fire here. And that brings us to fire elemental small 5, who was attacked from behind by Kael. So it is going to, it's going to spin around. And it is going to close with Kael. And it is going to try to hit Kael. And it's going to try to hit Kael in the leg. So it's got a -1 for shock. It's got a -2 for hitting the leg. Let's see if it does. And failed by 7, so completely missed that. All right, so we'll carry on down the line, and we're it's a new turn for Kael. So Kael had been aiming. He threw his dagger, and it did a whopping 1 point of damage to this creature. So Kael is going to have to, I think, fast draw a dagger. And let's see, I think he's got that. Fast draw knife, yeah. So he's going to fast draw a dagger and get that ready. I think he's going to fast draw his large knife and get ready for melee combat. So let's see if he fast draws his large knife. And what he's going to do is take a step back out of combat, like so, and do a ready maneuver. That's fair enough. But let's see if he can fast draw that knife. And fails by 1. So he's going to have to ready that knife as regular. Moving right along, we've got Penny. All right, so Penny had moved last turn. So now she is going to take an aim maneuver on the fire elemental. So yeah, Penny is simply going to, sorry, I didn't move the map for you. There's Penny. She takes an aim on this fire elemental. Okay, I think I'm going to actually increase the size of this map so that I have an easier time showing you where things are. Okay, moving down the line, we've got Thalwyn. So Thalwyn had taken a turn of aiming at the water elemental down here. He is going to continue to aim at the water elemental. Garen had moved. So what Garen is going to do is he's going to do a step, and he is going to attack this fire elemental here. So we'll call up Garen, and we'll have him do an attack. So Garen's got his broadsword. He's going to do a swing. Let's see if he hits. Uh-oh. Hang on. Haha. He's about to swing into close combat because Sister Halion has not removed herself from close combat. So, what's the modifier for striking into close combat? Good catch there, Nosh. That's going to be it's going to be a -2 for him to hit into close combat. So let's see how he does. And he succeeds by 4. Now I forgot to add the -1 for the size mod, so he succeeds by 3. And that was from, so that was from the fire elemental's, one of his front hexes, not Hang on. Let's see here. Fire elemental is facing this way. Oh, that was from a side hex. So the fire elemental will be at -2 to try and dodge this thing. Okay. So let's see if it can dodge the attack. Oh, and furthermore, its dodge has been compromised because of its wounds. So let's see if it dodges. And it fails by 8. So, Garen, roll your damage, 1d plus 3 cutting against the fire elemental. Ooh, maximum damage for a roll, I believe. So we'll go down. We just have to adjust these things for the injury tolerance, which is diffuse, but there is no DR against this attack. And so because of that diffuse injury trait that it has, he only does 2 damage at the end of it all. So we'll apply the 2 damage. This, however, oh yeah, takes this thing down to 0 hit points. So he applied the 2 points of damage. It is now at 0 hit points, and on its next turn, it's going to have to roll or go unconscious. I think I am simply going to rule that once it hits 0 hit points, it simply is gone. I don't think I like the idea of a fire elemental that just passes out. I'm going to say that once it hits 0 hit points, it's gone. So we're going to take off and take out our first fire elemental. However, I am still going to have the Halo of Flame in this last moment. See if it can do any damage to Garen. So I'm going to do 1d burn roll on Garen here. Let's see what happens. And this would be against the Garen's hand. So possibly 4 points of burning damage against Garen's hand, and we'll see what happens here. What has he got for DR on his hand? I don't think it's 4. Let's see here. Yeah, he's got leather gloves, so it's 2 on the hand. So he is going to take 2 points of burning damage to his sword hand. Okay, so I'll apply that to Garen. All right. And Garen will be at shock of -2 for that damage. Now, how much hit points does Garen's hand have? That's a very good question. Hands typically have no more than 1/4 of your overall hit points. So if we were to look at Garen's overall hit point status, he has 14 hit points. So I think that his hand is not crippled in this instance. Yeah, so Garen would have to have taken, let's see here, like 4 points or more, over 4 points in one single blow in order for that hand to be crippled. So it's got to be injury over hit points divided by 3. And yeah, it can't just be hit points divided by 3. It's got to be over that amount. So his hand is not crippled in this instance, but he's taken 2 points of damage to it. Okay, so that was Garen's go. Who do we have next? Sister Haleen. Okay, well, this fire metal is now gone. So we're going to take that token off. It has just evaporated into nothingness. So Sister Haleen here, she is going to take I think she's going to take a move maneuver, and she's going to go 1, 2, and she is going to try and do a move and attack from technically, let's see here. If we were to move this guy into this hex like so, he was kind of facing like that way. So if we moved him into that hex, because he was kind of, well, yeah, I don't know that he was facing, was he facing that way, or was like, he was kind of like this. If we move him into that hex, technically, yeah, technically she's still attacking from a side hex, I believe. Yeah, so he's like, he's like in this hex. So she would have to do kind of like a move and attack up into here, and I think it would be from his side hex. So Sister Haleen would have a -4 to do the move and attack. Let's see if she is successful. And this would be with her mace. And she succeeds by 0. Okay, so this fire elemental will be at -2 to the defense from a side hex. So let's see if it does dodge. And it failed by 4. And I think if I remember correctly, this fire elemental here, yeah, number 5, did it have any significant penalties against it? No, actually it did not. Okay, so yeah, so it failed to dodge. What damage does Sister Haleen do? Oh, she did as much as she could with her mace. Awesome hit. We go down to him. He's got diffuse injury tolerance, and he's got 0 DR, which means that she does a maximum of 2 hit points with her mace. Let's see, does that take him down to, he's taken 5 points of injury, but he's not quite at half move and dodge yet. So, but he will be at -2 for the shock of the blow itself. And now he is going to roll with his Halo of Flame against her to see how much damage she takes. So let's see here. 1d burn on Sister Haleen. So 4 points of flame damage against her hand or her arm. I'm going to say again, it's the hand that licks up over that mace, and so she has DR of 2 on the hand. Yeah, she's got let's see, yeah, leather gloves on her hands. So that would be 2 points of damage against her hand. Okay, so we'll apply that. You know what? I think I forgot to put the bloody size mod on that attack, didn't I? Success by 0. She would have missed completely. Oh, darn it. Gotta remember to do these things, honestly, Nosh. One moment, folks. Okay, I just returned the amount of hit points that he had lost. He's got those back. That was a failed attack because of the size mod. Okay, so that was Sister Haleen's go. Who's next here? We've got Thrumley Ironfoot. Okay, Thrumley is going to try to attack this fire elemental. Thrumley had conducted his move, and I'm going to remember this time to put a bloody -1 in for the size mod on this attack. But he does have his axe out, and he will take a swing. Okay, Thrumley, let's see how well you do. So, he succeeds by 5 in the attack. Okay, so the fire elemental, this one is the first time it's being attacked. It's fire elemental number 3. I think it's going to try to do a warp. Now, this time I will do this correctly. So, it's going to use its warp feature to try to blink out from this hex. In order to do that, it's going to have 0 time to prepare, which means it's going to have like a whopping -10 modifier right off the bat to its warp ability. But it's going to burn some fatigue to improve its chances. So for every fatigue point burnt, it gets a +1. So I think what it's going to do is it's going to burn, let's see. I think it's going to burn 3 fatigue points so that it can get a +3 to its, +3 to its roll. So I'll give it a 3 fatigue cost, and its modifier then goes from -10 to -7 because of that 3 fatigue spent. So let's see if it successfully warps out of here. And it fails by 1. So what's the drawback of failing? Well, obviously it's hit. The other drawback is that it has strained its power, and it will be at -5 to use it again in the next 10 minutes. So it goes nowhere, and it has to take the blow from Thrumley. So Thrumley will drop his damage on it, and he does 6 cutting, which of course with its diffuse injury tolerance, it's going to only take 2 points of cutting damage. And so we'll drop the shock effect on it as well. However, it's also going to, let's see, did I do that correctly? One moment, please. Okay, so it's going to see if its halo of fire actually wounds Thrumley. So we'll roll 1d, and we'll see if we can do some damage on Thrumley's axe hand. And that will be a big fat no with with 1 die of burning damage. Good grief. So no, I think that Thrumley is going to be very safe because his hands, I believe, have some, well, he's got, not only does he got the leather gloves, but he's got tough skin for 3 DR. So yeah, nothing gets through on the hand. Okay, so that was Thrumley's go. And we come back to Velistra. So Velistra is, again, partially on fire, which means she's going to take 1d -4 burning damage. So we'll you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to simply roll 1d, and we'll put a -4 on it. Let's see here. 1d, and away we go. So again, that would be 1 point of burning damage, I believe. So she is going to take another point of injury, and that takes her to 8 injury points. She will have to try to bat this thing out by taking another ready maneuver, but she'll be at Dex -2 to try to Dex -2 to try to get the flames out. And she fails at that. So she continues to be partially on fire. she's down to 1/3 a hit point. She's got 2 hit points left. Not cool. Okay, let's go on to our next actor. Okay, so we continue on with the water elemental who remains in location down here, waiting out to see if anyone is going to try to mess with the sigil. And fire elemental small 1 is where? Let's see. Well, where did you go? Or did you get blasted out of the combat, and I forgot to mark you as gone? That's precisely what I did. I took you off the map. I forgot to take you out of the combat tracker. Okay, so Fire Elemental 2. Fire Elemental 2 is down here and is still doing his little fiery tap dance on the floor. Number 3 had just been attacked by Thrumley, so number 3 decides to go into close combat with Thrumley and is going to attack with a fiery blow. And so it's at -2 for shock, but at +1 because of the size difference. So its modifier for attack here is only -1. Let's see if it hits Thrumley, and it is going to try to attack an unarmored piece of Thrumley. What is unarmored? His eyes. He's got tough skin on his neck, on his legs, on his face, but his arms have mail. Yeah, so I think it's going to go for an attack on Thrumley's. Yeah, let's say it goes for the face, and I think that's -5 on top of the -1 for its shock. So that'll be a -6 overall for this attack on Thrumley. All right. And that's a fail by 9, so it completely misses Thrumley. But I am going to, let's see, the Halo of Flame thing, that's, yeah, I think only if it, anyone that it touches or someone who touches it. So no, it missed him completely. Okay, so who is next in the combat? So we've got Fire Elemental Small 4, who's just, again, waiting down here in the corner to start another fire. And that brings us to Fire Elemental Small 5, who was missed in the last attack. He or it is going to close with Kael and try to attack it again, attack Kael again. So again, it'll do a fiery blow, and this is going to be to Kael. Let's see. What's he got for armor elsewhere? What's vulnerable? Well, really his, pretty much all of them. I think, let's just see here. He was sort of this way. Kael went this way. So yeah, he's just going to come into close combat like that. So he will be coming in from Kael's front hex. I think he is just going to go for an attack on Kael's, let's see. Does he have anything on his hands? Oh, Kael doesn't have anything on his hands. That's interesting. Did I not give him any leather gloves? I don't think I did. Well, that might be an oversight on my part as the character creator. So let's have him attack Kael's weapon hand. So that'll be a -4. Actually, you know what? The weapon hand's on the other side. He's just going to attack Kael's non-weapon hand. So it's going to be a -4 to the attack. And he gets a +1 for the size mod difference for a -3. Let's see if he can hit him on his non-weapon hand. Here we go. And a success by 0. So Kael can dodge this attack. He can do a dodge and retreat. So he can pull himself back out of that hex. He has a dodge of 9. The dodge and retreat gives him a +3. So I think he's not going to worry about burning any fatigue points. Let's see if he dodges this. And he succeeds by 1. So the blow does not land. Okay. So that takes us to Kael. So Kael had taken a turn to ready his large knife because he failed his fast draw roll. So he now has a ready knife, and that large knife, let's see, has a reach of, let's see here, close or 1. So he, because this fire elemental is technically in this hex, he is going to lash out at the fire elemental with a swing from his large knife. And he is not very well trained in using the large knife in this way. So, yeah, let's see if he can hit. And it's going to be a -1 because of the size mod difference. And he fails by 1, so it goes wide. All right. Okay, who is next? So Penny. Penny. Let's go over here. There she be. So Penny had been aiming for a turn. So with that, if we look at her ranged combat with Sting Whistle, she's got a level 15 with this, and 1 turn of aiming would give her act bonus of +2. So she is going to let loose an arrow on this fire elemental, and so she's at -2 for the range, and she gets a +2 because of the act bonus. So I'm going to give her the act bonus of +2. Let's see if she hits this fire elemental. Succeeds by 5. So yes, indeed, she hits. And while it's right on the line of a front hex, isn't it? Hey, so it's not really an attack from the side hex. I'm going to say that the fire elemental does get a chance to dodge this. So we'll call up that fire elemental. And yeah, and there's no size mod difference for these two. In fact, maybe there is, because she's size mod -2 and these things are -1. So she should have had a +1 on that attack, actually, but she still hit. That's all fine. So let's see if this thing dodges. It did. It succeeds by 1. Well, that's crappy. Darn it all. Okay, so if I were to extend this arrow, it's not going to hit anything. I don't think on this line here. If anything, no, it's going to go probably harmlessly all through here and end up in the wall over here. So no need to worry about a target beyond the fire elemental. Okay, so that's too bad, Penny. Okay, who's next? We've got Thalwyn, who had been aiming now for 2 turns at the water elemental. So Thalwyn, let's bring him up. He's got, what's he got for ranged here? He's got his long bow, and he's got a +3 on his accuracy. So let's see about that. He gets... Let's see, he's been aiming for 2 turns, so he gets his act bonus, and he gets a plus. He should get a +1 for the length of time that he's been aiming here. So let's see how he does. He's going to get -4 for the range. Now, what is the size mod of the water elemental? Is it the same as the others? And indeed it is. So he's got a -1 for the size mod. He gets a +3 for his accuracy. And he's at -4 for the range. Let's see if he hits. And failed by 3. Oh, nuts to that. What did he need? He needed a 10, and he rolled a 13. Okay, so that kind of blows. All right, so be it. Okay, moving right along. We've got Garen. Okay, so Garen, he is going to, let's see here. What is Garen going to do? Garen is going to do a move and attack. That's what he's going to do, and he's going to try to hit this fire elemental from behind. So let's get that going for him. So Garen is going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and he is going to take a swipe at this thing from behind. Well, I guess from a side hex, if I'm being honest here, not from behind, from a side hex. So he will have a -4, and in fact a -5 for the size mod of the thing he's attacking. Let's see if he hits. And he missed by 6. Okay. Who's next in the tracker? We've got Sister Haleen. So Sister Haleen, she is going to, let's see, she doesn't have any healing spells as of yet, which is a consternation for her to no end. So she's got esoteric medicine. What is she going to do? She is going to, well, because I guess, yeah, technically maybe she's standing over the prone body of Velistra. She is going to take a change posture maneuver to kneel. She wants to try to help put out the fire here. Correction, she is not doing a change posture. She is crouching. That's a free action. So she's going to crouch and take a ready maneuver so that she can start to bat out these flames on Velistra. That's what she'll do. Okay, moving right along, we go to Thrumley. So Thrumley, he's not being grappled, so he is going to take a step back. And as he does so, he is going to attack with his axe. So he's got a -1 modifier. Yeah, he will see if he can swipe this thing out of existence. Here we go. And he succeeds by 1. So the fire elemental failed to actually warp last time. It's not going to be able to do this again. So let's see if it can just dodge normally. I guess that is the question. So fire elemental number 3, let's see if it does. And it fails by 4. So Thrumley will put damage on this thing. And he does, well, because we know the injury, diffuse injury rules mean that instead the only thing that gets through are 2 points of damage. So his axe head swipes through its fiery body, but I'm going to apply the shock of the -2 onto it. The other thing is we are going to see if its burning halo does any damage to Thrumley's hand. It did 6 points of burn damage. So let's go to Thrumley. He's got a DR of what on his hands? He's got 3. So we apply 3 on the hand. And he is going to be taking, let's see, 6 minus the 3. That's 3 points of burning damage against his hand. Ouch. So that did hurt him. But again, his hit points are 13. So I don't think that's a crippling injury right away. Yeah, it's got to be hit points over hit points divided by 3. And so that did not do that for him. Moving right along. Velistra. Okay. So Velistra, she's going to take 1d minus 4 damage. So let's just put the modifier in there and see how much damage she takes. So it's going to be a minimum of 1 point again. So she is down to 1 hit point. And she can try to do a dex minus 2 to bat out those flames. And she fails by 2, so she's really having a hard time. Poor Velistra, sorry, I forgot to move the map for you. Poor Velistra's having a hard time getting rid of the flames off of her. Okay, so that is all she can do as she continues to take ready maneuvers to douse or to bat out the fire. The water elemental down here is simply continuing to maintain its vigilance over this sigil. And this brings us to fire elemental small number 2, who continues to stay in place, burning the floor. Number 3 had attacked Thrumley before. Number 3 is going to do another attack on Thrumley, going into close combat with Thrumley. And let's see here. Yeah, it is going to do an attack. So it will be at a +1, but at a -2 because of the shock. So it'll be at a -1 to try to land a blow on Thrumley. And again, it's going to go for the, it went for the face last time. I think it's going to go for the weapon hand. So that would be a -4 on top of the -1 for a -5. Let's see if it hits. Try that one more time. And it critically failed by 10. Oh my. Okay, so critical fail on an unarmed attack immediately brings up the critical failure for, I believe, the critical miss table. And there should be one for unarmed, I think. But maybe I don't have that. Unarmed, there it is. Unarmed critical miss table. Okay, folks. What does it do? And will it apply to an elemental? Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, I had Velistra selected for this. It says here, unarmed critical miss table, you hit a solid object, the wall, the floor, instead of striking your foe. You take crushing damage equal to your thrusting damage to the body part you were using. DR protects normally. Exception if attacking a foe armed with a ready impaling weapon, you fall on his weapon. Okay, so you take crushing damage equal to your thrusting damage to the body part you were using. Well, this thing doesn't really have a body part per se, I don't think. I think it's just going to have to be some damage taken to it. But I'll be right back with a tally for that. So its thrusting damage is 1d minus 3. So to roll that, let's see what it does. So 3 points of crushing damage against itself. And DR protects normally, but this is not a fiery. Well, hang on a second. It can only do fiery damage against itself. I'm not sure how to rule on this, to be honest. It doesn't really do crushing damage. It does fire damage. So I think I'm going to retract the result of this. We'll call up that table again. And what I'm going to say here is, let's see. You lose your balance, you can do nothing else, and all your active defenses are at -2 until your next turn. So we're just going to have it at a -2 to active defenses until next turn. That's what we will do. That makes more sense to me. Okay. Regardless, a poor attack on its part. Okay, I've got that noted that it's unbalanced. Who's next? We've got Fire Elemental Small 4, who we know is down here happily lighting the floor on fire. And we've got number 5, who is going to try to attack Kael again. So he or it is going to go into close combat one more time. And it'll be at -2 because of the shock from the damage it took from being hit. Let's see here. So it's basically at a -1 to hit Kael. It's going to go for its weapon arm again, or Kael's weapon hand. So that'll be a -5 in total to hit that weapon hand. Let's see if it does. I can find Kael on this thing. Sorry, excuse me. Gotta separate these two for just a little bit. We'll try that again. And failed by 8, so missed the hand. Okay, who's next here? We got Kael, so we're a new turn for Kael. Kael is going to extricate himself from the close combat, and he will take a step, but he will attack the fire elemental with his knife. And this will just be against the elemental's body. So here we go. Oh, and a -1 because of that size mod. Righto. Here we go. So that's a fail by 2. Kael, you got to put some points into that knife skill, and it's too bad your rapier is useless. Okay, who is next? We've got Penny. So Penny, she had missed this thing. So Penny, I think she is going to try to do a fast draw. Oh, she doesn't have fast draw. Well, how unfortunate is that? So Penny is, yeah, she's going to take a ready maneuver, I guess. That's what she does. So Thalwyn is going to, let's see, Thalwyn, do you have anything that's really cool here? You've got Heroic Archer. Yay. Okay, so for Thalwyn, he is going to use that Heroic Archer to basically try and ready his bow really quickly. So he's going to get an arrow, and let's do a fast draw for him. Fast draw arrow. Here we go. Success by 0, so he just did it. Now with Heroic Archer, he could try, so he's done the fast draw to ready the arrow instantly, and he could try to shoot on this same turn. Yeah, and Oh, look at that. Whenever he attacks, he can add his Bozak bonus without taking an aim maneuver. So I forgot to kind of modify that for his last attack. Okay, well, I think he's fast drawed. He's readied an arrow. I do think he is going to take the aim, though, all the same. So we'll drop an aim in there for him, and he'll at least try to get a little bit more of a bonus for his attack. And I got to remember, he's got Heroic Archer, for heaven's sakes. Okay, who's next? Garen. Okay, so Garen, he is going, so technically the fire elemental is in this hex. Okay. Garen is going to take a step and attack. And again, this would be technically from a side hex for this thing. So Garen, let's see. He is, not going to do a move and attack. He's just going to do a regular old attack here. And let's see if he succeeds. It'll be a -1 for the size mod. And here we go. So success by 4. So the fire elemental small 5. It will try to dodge this puppy. Okay. And it fails by 6. So, Garen, do your damage. Oh, yeah, as much as he can do. Again, unfortunately, it sucks that the diffuse injury tolerance brings that to a maximum of 2 points of damage. So let's apply it. And this thing is down to 3 hit points left. We're going to drop a shock mod in there. 100%. Okay. On to the next actor. So we've got Penny. So, or not Penny, sorry, Sister Haleen. So Sister Haleen takes another ready maneuver, and this time she bats those flames out on Velistra. So the fire will technically be out, and she will not continue to take burning damage. Thrumley. Okay, well, now Thrumley, he is in close combat with this thing. Thrumley is going to, let's see, step this way, and Thrumley is going to attack this thing. So that's a -1. And Thrumley, let's see, Thrumley's got no other mods against him, so it's just going to be a straight up attack with the axe here. And he succeeds by 4, and the fire elemental will try to dodge this thing. Let's see here. Oh, it's unbalanced, remember, because it goofed up. So it's going to be at -2 for its active defense. And it fails by 2. So Thrumley does... Oh, not so good that time. 5, but again, it's still going to be 2 points of damage against this thing. And it is now at 1/3 its hit points. So good job, Thrumley, in bringing it down. Okay, who's next? We've got Velistra. Okay, so Velistra is not going to take any more damage. She's down to 1 hit point. She is no longer partially on fire, but she is still prone. And I think at this point, she is wanting to crawl out of this building. But needless to say, she'll be like down there helping Sister Haleen bat out the fire for this turn. Okay. Water elemental is back down here and is continuing to just wait to see if anybody messes with this thing. Okay. And this fire elemental continues to stay in place. And this fire elemental is going to, let's see. It is going to go in and try to attack. It's going to go in and try to attack Kael. That's what it's going to do. So it's no longer -2 to its active defenses because that unbalanced only lasted a turn. So it's going to go for the hand, and it'll be at a minus. It'll be at a minus. Let's see. Ooh, this thing. Yeah, it's going to be at a minus. Wait a second. I didn't put any shock on that thing, did I? No. So I got to put the shock down on that puppy because Thrumley hit it and did some damage. So it's going to be at a -2 for the shock, +1 for the size mod difference, and it's going to be at a -4 for the attack on a hand. So -5 in total. Let's see if it hits. Let's see if it hits Kael. Failed by 1, so just very narrowly. And fire elemental small 4 continues to dance down here, trying to burn the floor. And fire elemental small 5. Yeah, so it is going to, let's see. It had tried to attack Kael last turn. So what it's going to do is it's going to move and it will try to attack Thrumley from Thrumley's side hex. So it's going to move into close combat with Thrumley here. And it is going to try to hit his weapon arm as well. So again, it's going to be at a +1 for the size mod difference. But it'll be at -4 for the attack on a hand. So that brings it to a minus, I believe, -3. And I think that's it for its mods. So let's go with that. Well, let's see if it hits Thrumley's hand. And it missed, failed by 9. So that is that. And we go to the next actor, who is Kael. So Kael is going to take a step back and get out of close combat. Kael is going to simply, again, try to attack this thing with his knife. He's at a -1 for the size mod. Let's see if he can cut it. No, no can do. Failed by 6. Okay. Who's next? We got Penny, who is continuing to ready her arrow. She is over here, still targeting this fire elemental. And who's next? We've got Thalwyn. Thalwyn is here. Thalwyn is now aiming for his, let's see, he's aimed for 1 turn, Thalwyn has. So he can now, because of that heroic archer, he can add his AC bonus and a +1 to his attack. So I think that's what we're going to do. He's got a -1 for the size mod. He gets a +3 for the accuracy, and he gets another +1 for the +1 bonus of aiming with heroic archer. Let's see if he hits this guy. And success by 1. So he did just hit him. Water Elemental, let's see. What can you do to defend yourself, buddy? He's going to have to look at doing a dodge as well. So let's see. Yep. Okay. So dodge it is. And he fails by 5. So what's the damage that Thelwyn does with his arrow? He does 3 points of impaling, which with that injury tolerance for the water elemental, I am sure that's going to draw it down, but let's find out. So, yeah, injury tolerance is diffuse. He's got no DR, so he takes 1 point of damage. Okay. And we'll put the -1 for shock on him. There we go. All right. Carrying right along. We will go to our next actor, who is Garen. So Garen, he is going to... Oh, this thing's in close combat, so he's going to be at a -2 to hit him. So Garen is going to take a step. Effectively, he wants to be like behind this guy, so he can't make a defense. And he's going to be at -2 because of the close combat. He's going to be at -3 because of the size mod of the creature. I think Garen is going to take care with this attack, and he is going to do all out. He's going to do 1 attack, and it's going to be at +4. So that should give him a +1 overall to his attack. So Garen will get a +1 in the end for this attack. Let's see if he does it. Succeeds by 2. So it doesn't see the attack coming, and he does... Well, in the end, he'll do 2 points of damage because of that injury tolerance. So, let's see here. So 2 points get through, and this thing is now at 1/3 hit points. So half move and dodge. Let's see if it does any damage to Garen's hand. No, his DR will soak that up, no problem. Okay, on to the next actor, and that's Penny. So Sister Haleen. So Sister Haleen, let's see, what does she have for anything to help heal? Looks like she still has one of those herbal poultices in her possession. But I don't think she has anything else. And Velistra, what does she have in her inventory? She, I think, used an herbal poultice. Yeah, so no, that's not going to help her. Okay, so the herbal poultice basically adds 2 hit points to any healing a character receives. And I think that Sister Haleen is going to, basically, I think Sister Haleen is going to assist her in getting up to get her out of this building. So Sister Haleen continues to do a ready, assisting Velistra in getting up off the floor. Okay. Thrumley Ironfoot. So he's in close combat with this thing that came in from behind. And so he is going to take a step sort of to this way, turning. And he is going to launch an attack on this fire elemental. So Thrumley doesn't have any negatives against him. So it's a -1. And let's see if he hits him. Indeed he does. Success by 7. So fire elemental small 5 is now technically at 1/3 hit points, and its dodge has been compromised. So let's see if it can... I wonder if this is a time for it to try and warp out of here. Yeah, I think so. So I think number 5 here is going to... Let's see. He's going to spend another 3 hit point or 3 fatigue points. And it is going to get a +3 to its warp attempt. But that warp attempt is going to be at -10 because of the lack of preparation. But let's see if it warps. Success by 1. Well, would you look at that? Okay. So it warps out of there as a dodge maneuver. And it was going to go, let's see here. Yeah, it pops out down here. Okay, well, that was an actual legal warp, or warp according to the rules. So there it is. Okay, who's next? We've got Velistra. So Velistra's doing basically a change posture here to go from prone to kneeling and standing. Yeah. And that brings us to the water elemental, who, again, nobody's really approached this thing. It did take a little bit of damage, but it does not want anyone messing with this thing. So it's going to just stay where it is. Fire elemental 2 small was the one that just warped. And so let's see, number 2. Oh no, sorry, it's this one here. So it continues to wait. It wants to light that floor on fire. Number 3 was the one that had been in close combat with Kael. So it is going to move again into close combat with Kael and do the very same thing again. It's going to try to attack Kael's weapon hand. So again, this gets a +1 to this, and we'll be at a -3 to attack. And this time it is successful. Okay, so Kael can try to, what can he do? Can he retreat into one of these hexes? Well, there's furniture there. What does Kael have? Does he have acrobatics? He does have acrobatics. Level 10, though. Haha. Well, I think I'm going to force him to have to make basically a dex check to see if he can leap up sort of into the furniture here. And if he succeeds, then he can pull off this dodge and retreat. So here we go. And he does. He succeeds his dex check. So I will say that Kael kind of like jumps up onto this couch here, and we'll give him a +3 to his dodge. All right. Oops. Failed by 1, so it still didn't help him. Okay, so the damage this thing does is 2d -4 burning, because that includes the halo of flame plus the fiery blow itself, and this is against Kael's weapon hand. Ouch. So in the end, that is 4 points of burning damage against Kael's weapon hand. So we go to Kael, and he's got, let's see here. Kael has no DR on his hands. Strangely, I don't understand how I missed that, but I did. So he's got no DR on his weapon hand. He's going to take 4 points of burning damage on his weapon hand. And Kael's hit points are 10. So this is going to cripple. This is going to cripple his weapon hand. So, yeah. So he is going to be in shock because of the damage to the weapon hand, and he drops his knife. So that's gone. And let's see here. What else can I throw down for nastiness on him? Hey, let's just see here. Crippled hand. So it'll be his right. There we go. Ouch. Okay, carrying right along, we go to our next actor, who is going to be Fire Elemental 4, who I believe is down here in the corner. Yep, not doing anything. And we carry on with Fire Elemental Small 5, who had done the warp to get out of the way. So this Fire Elemental is going to go, let's see, he's got a move of 2 right now. So he's going to go, let's see, he's going to go basically 1, 2, and we'll change his facing there. What do we have next? We've got Kael. So we're going to be at the top of the round here with Kael having leaped up heroically onto the couch, only to have his hand, his unarmored hand, torched. What an unfortunate fellow. Too bad for him.